Hey guys, well, welcome back. Appreciate you stopping by the channel today to listen to my view from the pew. So, for those who have been wondering, after the Chiefs loss yesterday, or day before yesterday, excuse me, in the Super Bowl, how I'm doing. So, I'm doing okay. I kind of figured that might be the case early on in the game, so I wasn't necessarily in a fetal position for the rest of the evening. But as I mentioned in previous video, the grandkids were over, so I had all four of them here for that Saturday night, or three of them here Saturday night, four of them here the rest of the day on Sunday, and then Sunday night. So what little I got to see of the game, it looks like I didn't miss too much as a Chiefs fan with that, but had a ton of fun with the grandkids here. But again, they have a lot of energy. I do not, so want to make sure that I pointed that out. And so we survived the Chiefs loss, survived the grandkids being here. The house is back together now, finally. So all in all, it was a good weekend. So today's video, and I guess before I mention that, we're up to 30 subscribers. So again, I'm not sure if that's good or bad. I think that's okay. But for those who haven't subscribed, it doesn't cost you anything. And from looking at the numbers, we could certainly use a few more people to subscribe and like some of the videos that are there. So hopefully you're enjoying the content. So feel free to like and subscribe. So today's video is kind of interesting. Well, you might, or maybe not. I guess we'll find out from the comments after the video. But some of my best, dearest friends are a couple named Tim and Emily Lowry. Emily and I worked together in media companies for a long time. We were kind of road warriors together. We were both on the internet team with Gatehouse Media, which is Gannett Media now. But on the internet team, and we went to all the properties across the country, and so we would be in a lot of road trips, a lot of interesting ventures, of which I'll get Emily on here sometime and we'll talk about some of those. But her husband Tim, they live in Buffalo, New York, excuse me, and just incredible couple. Tim's awesome guy. He's a pharmacist, just salt of the earth guy. I mean, you couldn't ask for two better people than Tim and Emily. So, however, about 4 to 5 years ago, I think, and I'm sure Emily will correct me, but Tim was diagnosed with ALS. So as you know, with Lou Gehrig's disease, that's a disease that gets kind of progressively worse. But the incredible part is Tim's attitude through all this has been one of not, poor me, this is the worst thing, I'm going to sit in my chair and sulk. But he's been an inspiration. He's been an advocate for other ALS victims or people who have the disease. He's been a champion on podcasts and committee hearings and all kinds of things, just really championing and letting people know about the disease and the effects of it. Emily is kind of transformed into really the caregiver and taking on that role, being able to help Tim as much as she can, and in fact even going into studies to where she's learning more and more about that, but also how she can become a person who can mentor and help other people that are going through that. And so as we know with ALS, there's a certain time that you have with one another before the disease wins finally. But one of the interesting things, and I know that Tim and Emily won't care, and if they do, I guess I'll get in trouble later. But Emily posted on Facebook this morning just a quick little note that, hey, Tim was choking at 3 o'clock this morning. She thought it was Paco, their dog, who's a cool dog, by the way, was doing some stuff, but she, in his situation where he can't really, his muscles, kind of give out on him. So she's able to help him, but it was kind of a scary moment for her, but it was just also kind of a lot of stuff going on. So it's interesting. So she wrote that she was scared by this and kind of rattled her, but later in the day, with homework due, because again, she's working on furthering into some education things, I was grumpy, and Tim said to me, "Enjoy me while I'm still here." Which I know, knowing Tim, he probably had kind of a half smirk on his face when he said that, of, enjoy me while I'm still here, but also the reality of he knows he only has so much time left, and we all do. We just don't know when those days are. I mean, for Tim, he kind of has a feel for when that's going to be, not the exact day, but he knows when that's coming, or knows it's coming. But it just kind of such an inspirational and just kind of touched me this morning when it said, enjoy me while I'm still here, which really made me think I should be doing that all the time with people in our lives. When my dad passed away a couple of years ago with cancer that we didn't know he had until which is usually the case. You find out, and a few weeks later, they're gone. But he would always say, Rodney, I'm not going to be here much longer. Who's going to take care of your mom? It's like, well, we'll take care of mom. We'll make sure mom's okay. And then my mom passed away back in September, and kind of the same thing is that, enjoy me while I'm here because you just never know. And we all have stories of that. I have a story a couple years ago. One of my best friends, I talked to him before he went into an operation, just a routine operation. I guess there's no such thing as that anymore, but talked to him that day, went in the next day. And so I just kind of randomly texted him the day after that, how things go, did you get out okay? And never heard back. And then his daughter called me and said, hey, Dad did fine with the surgery, but when he went into the recovery room, had a massive heart attack. He's basically incapacitated. He was on a machine, and then about 2 weeks later, he passed away. But you just never know. Again, you're talking to somebody one day, and the next day they're gone. And again, we all have stories of that. But as I'm thinking, I keep going back to enjoy me while I'm still here, which is such a powerful statement. That should really be an inspiration to some as well as, giving it that I have time still here. And there are times that we can enjoy one another's company. So, how do we take advantage of that time of enjoying me while we're still here? I've always said that I'd love to have someone write my obituary before I'm dead so I could find out what people really think about me. But usually we always think of those things in I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have said that. I wish I would have made that call, answered that text, whatever the case may be on that. So I would just encourage you today, as you're talking to your loved ones, whatever situation they're in, again, whether it be a health issue or it's just, I need to call that brother I haven't called for a while. I need to text my mom. I need to, talk to my friend that I haven't talked to for a while. But really, it's a powerful lesson, and we can learn that. Again, Tim is such a huge inspiration, but also those words of wisdom that he gave. And as Emily was able to reflect on that and shared that on Facebook, and really the comments that she's got on that has been, the people that, they get that, in such a deep meaning and deep feeling. So I would say, for your loved ones, for anyone that you're close to, that enjoy me while I'm still here, because you just never know when they're not going to be here. So hopefully that's helpful for you today. That's my view from the pew.